Thank you so much for being here. This means the world to me, seriously. Thank you. I wanted to let you all know before we start, this is more than just a comedy show. It's also a fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association. So all the money donated tonight will be given to them, and then whatever that amount is will be matched and sent as well. There's a place out front where you can do that, but please wait until after the show because it has started. I wanted to do this because my mom, for the past 2 decades, has donated money to the Alzheimer's Association. And it's not because she wants to help anyone that has Alzheimer's. It's just because she's convinced that she's going to get it. I think she's hoping that because she's donated for so long, she'll get better treatment than the people who haven't donated. So basically, she's trying to corrupt a charity. I'll tell you guys this, the first time that my mom donated, they sent back a letter. Pretty standard, you know, thank you for your contribution, donate more. And then 2 days later, they sent back the same exact letter. It's weird because I didn't think that the patients would be the ones running the organization. And I was right, they aren't. My mom just signed up twice to donate. And by the way, there's no reason for her to even think that she's gonna get Alzheimer's. Like, we've never even had a family member who's had it. But still, for the past few years, she's been making a funeral box for herself so that if she loses her mind, we'll know what pictures to use if she can't plan it. Don't tell her this. And I know she's too good she can just cover her ears, it's fine. Even people who have their memories don't plan their own funerals. She also made one for my dad, which is even more concerning to me because that just feels like she's plotting. I remember walking through the room when that was happening, and this was that conversation. Hey Mom, what are you doing? Oh, just choosing which pictures of your father he looks the happiest in. I'm sorry? For his funeral box. He's still alive. Yeah, for now. Could you hand me the scissors? I did not. By the way, I don't really have the best memory myself. Like, sometimes it's fine, but other times it's rough. I remember one time, it was like 10 minutes into first period, and then my teacher randomly just went, Megan, they want to see you in the senior lot, and they said bring your keys. And I was like, oh no, what happened? I assumed that somebody had hit my car, because I couldn't think of anything else that they would need me for. So I showed up expecting to see Nigel in shambles. Nigel's in my car. Quick side note, if you don't name your car, I don't trust you. People who don't name their cars are the same people that give out apples for Halloween. Nobody wants you around. But I got there and Nigel looked great. Never bad, honestly. He was, however, still running. See, I had forgotten to turn it off, but they couldn't do anything about it because I did remember to lock it. At first, I would have blamed it on the fact that when I wake up in the morning, it's so early that it's yesterday. But then, a few weeks later, my friend texted me and she said, hey, I think you left your car. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I would know if I left my car. So I showed up, and sure enough, there it was, engine on. This was during fifth period. So, most of the day. Hey, have you ever wondered how much gas is used if you leave your car on in a parking lot for 5 hours? Yes, I didn't either, but it's 64 miles. Do you know where you can drive from here with 64 miles? Delaware. Now, I don't know why you would, but you can. I think it's safe to say that once is too many times for this to have happened. And twice now you're thinking, okay, she definitely won't do it again. I did in fact do it again. Actually, it's happened 5 times. Now the other times I didn't really make it out of the parking lot before I realized, so improvement, but barely. I was actually running that bit by my mom once, and we both have such bad memory that I paused for a second, and she said, "What were we talking about?" And I responded with, "I have absolutely no idea." I don't even have that bad of a memory. It's just selective. Like every day I get home from school and my parents ask, "What'd you do today?" And I go, "I don't know, beats me." And they never believe me. I mean, of course they don't. I'm there every day for 6 hours. I've spent over 14,000 hours of my life at school, and I have almost nothing to show for it. I can't even confidently tell you which way is longitude and which way is latitude, or what longitude even is. And I know some of you probably think that I'm exaggerating right now, but I'm really not. I tried to look it up, but that just made me more confused, because what it said was, latitude runs north-south of the equator. But that doesn't mean that it runs north to south. That means that if the equator is here, it runs north and south of it. Just say horizontal. Why does it have to be fancy? Just because it's spirit. School is a memorization game. That's all it is. Just a big game of Jeopardy. And my family plays competitive Jeopardy in our free time. For real. You all probably grew up saying, "Go fish," but I grew up saying, "What is search for trout?" My family's very big on academics, but since school is a memorization game, and as we've just discussed, I don't have the greatest memory, I had to figure out a way to operate within the system. So yes, I might have gotten my best friend her birthday gift 9 months late, which I'm wearing right now, by the way. But I am great at memorizing information on the test I didn't study for, 3 minutes before I'm about to take it. And isn't that more important? Last year, I had a class, 6th period, that my friend had 2nd period. So what would happen is she would take the test, and then during 5th period, help me study. And it wasn't cheating, because she would not tell me the answers. She would just not ask me about information that wasn't relevant. It's not cheating, I swear. So then we would get our test scores back, and she would get like an 82, and I would get a 90, which makes no sense, because she could still tell you everything that was on the test, but for me, it went in one ear, on the paper, and then just stayed there. Water. I know other people that are like that too, that are academically smart, and then you talk to them, and they're like, it's like, do you know? Did you graduate from kindergarten? No, vampires aren't real. What are you talking about? That was asked by my friend Julia, who I've known since 6th grade, which makes me wonder if from when I met her to a year ago, so 6 years, she's just been walking around thinking that vampires were real. 6 years is a long time to know someone. And when you've known someone that long, there are bound to be certain things that you can't stand about them. The thing that I can't stand about her is how incredibly oblivious she is. She knows no famous people. One time I asked her if she knew who Samuel L. Jackson was, and then she asked me if that was a president. And if you're sitting there thinking, is that not a president? No. Here's the thing. I could understand why someone would think that, because Andrew Jackson was a president. Same last name, makes sense. So I said to her, "You're thinking of Andrew Jackson." And she said, "No, I'm not." And I said, "I'm pretty sure you are." And then she said no, and sent me a picture of Abraham Lincoln. And said I was thinking of this guy. So, there are many things wrong with that conversation. Number one being that Samuel L. Jackson is a black actor from the 21st century. And Abraham Lincoln was assassinated in 1865. Their timelines don't cross at all. and they had no similarities in their names. Also, there's only ever been one black president, and it wasn't Lincoln. So at this point, I was kind of losing my mind, because she was in AP World History. Yeah. AP, of course, meaning advanced placement and not automatic pass like she would have thought. So I said to her, do you know what number president Lincoln was? And I might be mistaken in thinking this, but I'm pretty sure that's common knowledge. So does anybody know what number president Lincoln was? The 16th. Yes, thank you, Grace. She said the 7th. If you're wondering who the 7th president of America was, it's Andrew Jackson. It is crazy how little you can learn in 4 years. That's right, I've only gone here for 4 years. Feels like 50. And I know you're sitting there thinking, Megan, I bet the school hasn't even been around for 50 years. It has. It has. 1958, the same year that Michael Jackson was born. The first graduates of Glenelg didn't even know who he was. We have asbestos in our walls? That stuff's been banned since 1977. I'm dead serious. In most of the classrooms, behind the chalkboards, there's just a wall of asbestos that they forgot to get rid of every year for 40 years. I think that they're worried if they tried to remove it, it would get into the air, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense because I feel like if they cared about us getting cancer, then they would have taken care of the lead that's in our water. Glenelg is known nationwide for being a good school, which is weird because it's also known nationwide for our wall art. Two very different things to be known for. But no, we're known for our academics, which honestly baffles me because I've had a conversation with someone in my grade who didn't know the order of the alphabet. I wish I was kidding. And we're known for our sports. So before I went here, I kind of assumed that we would have like a good school environment, but then I found out that we have mice. Lots of mice. I myself have personally caught 4 mice and 1 rat this year alone. In the cafeteria, there isn't much on the walls other than those really outdated Got Milk posters, which, what even is that? They don't specify a certain kind of milk. It's not like people walking around selling bread. Sorry, it's not like people walking around selling bread and have signs going, eat wee. That's not. Was milk consumption really that low in the 90s where they were like, look, we don't even care at this point what kind of milk you drink. You don't even have to drink milk from an animal. We'll milk an almond for you if it means that you'll have it. At this point, we don't even care if you drink the milk. We just want you to have it. I mean, what was going on 30 years ago that they had to do that? Also, those commercials? I don't know if you've watched them recently, but basically what'll happen is some heroic thing. Like one of them is a firefighter saving his family. And then he'll walk off, wipe his milk stash, and go, got milk? What does that have to do with anything that just happened? The milk wasn't even in most of the commercial, it just appeared at the end. I'd like to think that whole campaign got started because some random woman complained to the milk industry enough, just like, my son Michael has very brittle bones. Well, have you tried giving him milk? Yes, I've tried giving him milk, but he doesn't drink it because he's a teenager and it's not cool. And then some other guy was just like, why don't we just make milk more appealing to the masses? So we have these Got Milk posters that have never helped anyone get milk. And then we also have this one banner award thing hanging from the ceiling. Very loud and proud. First thing you see when you walk in. What the banner is our award for the school's bronze level nutrition. the worst level. At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if they're feeding us the mice that I caught. Or, honestly, the mice that I caught would be more appealing than what we're given. I actually think that they're obligated in some way to put that up, because otherwise they're a little too proud of it. But that's how we're counting for you. Everyone is a winner here, even if it means that the place you send your children every day has a bronze banner for its food. And has for the past 4 years, at least. But we are one of the best schools in the nation, so it makes me wonder if the gold banner has ever even been achieved anywhere. Or if it's just useless. Kind of like those Got Milk posters. The phrase "got milk," yes, I'm still on this. The phrase "got milk" is one of those phrases that nobody knows the origin of. Can we talk about this for a second? I feel like there are a lot of phrases that everyone knows, but nobody knows where they come from. And for some reason, they almost always have to do with cats. Like cats out of the bag. Why was it in the bag in the first place? And who put it there? That phrase means that a secret has gotten out. But most secrets have nothing to do with cats being in bags. But clearly, when this phrase was created, it did. So I want to know the origin of when it was first created. Okay. From the information that we have, which by the way is still just a phrase, I'm going to reconstruct what I think happened when that phrase was first said. Okay. Guy walks in, cat in a bag, reason unknown. Oh, I forgot to mention that this is set in the Middle Ages. Okay. Guy walks in, wearing a tunic, and it's what they wore. Somebody else is already in the room, and she doesn't know that there's a cat in the bag. So she says, "Bertrand." That is a real medieval name that I looked up. Bertrand. It sounds like a mix between Burp and Richard. Bertrand, there better not be a cat in that bag. You know how I feel about putting cats into bags. Clearly this had happened before. But Bertrand had a bad day at work being an executioner, so he decided it would just be easier if he lied. And thus the secret was born. But then Bertrand was stupid and he dropped the bag and the cat got out. But being the quick-witted guy he was, he thought, if I state the obvious of what just happened, maybe my wife will not be upset. The cat is out of the bag. And then right at that moment, the cat jumped up and bit Bertrand on the tongue. And his wife, obviously furious, said, "What? Cat got your tongue?" But Bertrand was... But Bertrand still had his axe to work, so he chopped off the head of the cat. And then as Bertrand and his wife were staring at this poor dead cat, he realized that the only way he was going to win this argument was to make his wife feel bad. Your curiosity killed this cat. And that stuck around for like 5,000 years. The phrase is, "and the male gaslighting." Almost as long as the school's been around. Back in October, we had an issue in the theater bathrooms where... it was really no good way to say this. Poop flew up through the drains and coated the stall doors and walls. It was like that one scene in The Exorcist where the girl's throwing them, just from the other end. It was bad. It was during fourth period, and I was talking to my teacher, and this guy came up to us, and he was like, "Just so you know, there's like brown stuff oozing out of the drains in the boys' bathrooms." My teacher was like, "Oh, thank you for telling me." And then she called over this other guy who'd gone to the bathroom before him, and this was their conversation. "When you went to the bathroom before, was there like brown stuff coming out of the drains?" And he said, huh? Oh, yeah. And she said, why did you not tell me? And he said, I don't know. What does he mean he doesn't know? This guy walked into the bathroom, saw what looks like the chocolate river in Willy Wonka, and went, not my issue. I aspire to have that level of not caring. I mean, he's either the most nonchalant person I've ever met, or he was the one smearing it on the walls. It also smelled really bad. Like, we had to evacuate the room bad. Actually, we had to evacuate that entire section of the building. The only good part about that is that I couldn't smell it because I happened to just have had bronchitis. Maybe from the mold in the school, I don't know, just a theory. So I couldn't smell it because my nose was super stuffy. However, it was described to me as the scent of an old woman who hadn't showered in 9 weeks. I don't know what that means, nor do I ever want to. By the time this was going on, I was already really over the day. Because at 8 in the morning, I was walking, and then the door opened and knocked me over. Instant day ruiner. Also, I don't understand how that happened, because the door had a window, which means that whoever was opening it could see out of it. So it was deliberate. So I was over the day because I was the victim of a crime. An attempted murder, if you will. That I barely reacted to the bathroom situation. Like, I got home from school that day and my parents asked me if anything interesting had happened, and I said no. And it's not like this was a normal occurrence. It's not as if this happened and we were all like, oh, yeah, you know, Thursday's birthday. That's not... It was actually a rare event. I just think there are so many weird things like that that happen that we're almost used to it at this point. Like, I will regularly have conversations with people in the hallway that are just like, hey, did you hear about the teacher whose finger got chopped off? Oh, you think that's crazy? We had a girl in math class have to go to the hospital because she got stung by like 17 bees. And then we'll just keep walking and go to English class. I know that I've mentioned a lot of issues with the school environment tonight, but I mean, shared trauma does build the strongest bonds. What better way to build a community than 300 children sitting in the wet grass on a Monday morning in 30-degree weather because somebody thought it would be funny to not turn off the gas fuse in science class. That happened, I think, in September. And I remember I was sitting outside with my friends eating lunch, and then our school officer came up to me, and he said, you have to move the grass, we're evacuating the building. And I was like, is it a drill? And then he said, no, there's a really strong gas smell. We had to call the fire department. And I just went, oh, of course, and walked away. Which is not a fair reaction because it barely affected me. Actually, it benefited me because it shortened my classes. Who it did not benefit were the people in these 7 fire trucks that showed up. Which, by the way, is a little excessive. I'm no firefighter, but I do feel like if there were an actual fire, 3 would have been sufficient enough. They also took forever to get their gear on, like slowly putting on their pants and jackets, and then I'm pretty sure they joined us on the lawn for a lunch break before dumping us off. For a supposed emergency that required that amount of fire trucks, it did not seem like they were very eager to get on with their day. Like, I think maybe there was a real emergency going on somewhere, and they didn't want to deal with that, so they all just volunteered to help us. Kind of like when you're in a classroom, and the teacher asks someone to help erase the whiteboard, and then you end up with like 8 students erasing a single sentence. But neither the students nor the teacher care because nobody wants to be there. Except for that one really specific subsection of kid that's like, excuse me, professor, you forgot to assign homework. And it's like, look, we are in high school. and professors teach colleges. So that is being technically accurate. And secondly, maybe think about the last time you had a conversation with someone that didn't involve them asking for the classwork. And when you can't, think about why before you decide to ruin everybody else's day. So the firefighters went into the building and exited and left within 5 minutes. Even though they took forever, I did still feel really bad for them because, I mean, that probably ruined their entire week. Walking into Glenelg. I know it ruins mine. Also, if you're going to disrupt the fire department, at least have the decency to start a real fire. I hate when people cause big disruptions like that. I mean, I know I'm not like unique in thinking that. I know it's kind of controversial, but I sort of don't like it when people disrupt my day. That's so crazy of me. But no, I don't. It annoys me. But also not for like a normal reason. I don't like when people cause big disruptions like that because what'll happen is the school starts cracking down on everything. And then we aren't allowed to use smaller pranks that are still disruptive, but in a fun way. Because there's always someone who just takes it too far. It's like, hey, what if we hide that guy's backpack? Or even better yet, what if we steal it? Hey guys, what if we throw batteries at them? Dude, what? Yeah, like, what if we take a bunch of batteries, and then as the freshmen are walking across the gym floor, we take them and we hit them? That is a real thing that my teacher would tell me happened here 20 years ago. That's the kind of thing that makes it so we're not allowed to do anything anymore. Not even steal the D from a sign that spells dance and rearrange it so that it says Acme. It's not fair. We can't do anything. And I'm not saying that we should be allowed to throw batteries at people, but I do feel like a little freshman taunting would not be so bad. When I was a freshman, I was scared to even look in a senior's direction. But now the freshmen walk around as if they're Iron Man and they sacrifice themselves to save the universe, and we should bow down to them. It's insane. I aimed for freshman theater. And I remember throughout the year thinking, I've never seen more disrespect than in this class to a teacher. They don't put effort into anything. I remember one time they had a project where they had to pantomime something, and for those of you who don't know what pantomime is, it's when you don't have a budget, so you have to pretend like the object is really there. So they would get up, and this was their presentation. And scene. And my teacher would be like, I'm sorry, I couldn't really tell what that was. And they would just go, a flashlight? Obviously? Obviously? There's nothing obvious about that. Also, when was the last time you saw somebody use a flashlight with 2 hands? Freshmen are always doing just about the most annoying thing you can be doing in the high school. Standing in the middle of the hallway. Almost exclusively while people are trying to get to class. They'll just be walking along, and they have this like sixth sense type thing where they can feel it the second that you're behind them. So then they do what any logical person does, which is start walking at a snail's pace. Do you know that one troll what is it? Oh, the Billy Goats Gruff. The one troll that's like blocking the bridge. That's them. I absolutely cannot stand slow walkers. They bother me so much. I mean, what are you doing? Trudging along in the middle of the hallway like you have all the time in the world. And I know what they're doing. They're trying to make it so that they don't have to go to their one really hard freshman class, like PE or something. But we only have 5 minutes to get to class. And I know that they're going to get there on time because they don't have the guts to actually skip it. They're just going to make it as frustrating as possible for everybody else involved. Just go to class earlier. mean, you're not going to be learning geometry in that 1 minute that you spared. I promise you, you're still going to fail your math test. I have literally watched people get thrown by their backpacks and slam into the lockers because they weren't walking fast enough. And yes, I shouldn't have pushed them that hard. But they wouldn't eat my bread. At the end of the day, the slow walkers are the worst because they're all trying to find their friends amongst a sea of flannels and camo hats. So I discovered that if I just look ahead in a dead stare and walk straight, then they'll know that I will not get out of their way. They have to get out of mine. And if you don't, you will be hit. Or flogged. The last thing that I want to say tonight is this. I know that there are a lot of issues with the school that are hard to fix. I get that. But somebody has to do something, because I'm still learning the same stuff as Benjamin Franklin. And I'm not trying to discover electricity, or whatever it is that he did. I don't have to. I already found it. It's right there. School has to be able to change with society, because learning is important. And I know that it can be fun. Remember, I come from a Jeopardy family. And I can confidently tell you that that show is doing something right. I do my own research on topics that interest me, but if you stick me in a moldy environment with people that I'm not allowed to talk to for 6 hours a day, then I'm not going to want to learn. And for the students who blame that on the teachers, realize that they don't like it either. Most teachers really are trying to help you. And yes, sometimes they can be a little strict, but they're doing the best for what they're giving, which really isn't much. Work with them, not against them, and I promise the rest of school will be so much easier. To the school board, get it together, man. Because no amount of standardized testing to prove how smart the students here are can negate the fact that most of what we learn in high school is useless. We're just memorizing facts. And the second we graduate, we're going to forget everything. And if you're a parent and you don't believe me, let me ask you this. When you're helping with your kids' homework, how much of it are you actually able to remember? And how much of it are you just sitting there relearning yourself? The last thing I'll say, for the month before I graduate, if you are a slow walker, get out of my way, or I will run you over like a tractor that the students here drive to school.